Hey, great to see you.
Hey, we're
Thought it was
making our
Harrison
little
Ford.
amateur Batman movie. And could you do
What
me
are
a
you
big,
doing?
big
What are
favor?
you doing? Are you doing your own
Could you do me a
Batman
big-
movie?
Yes, just
I
for
love
fun.
it.
Could you say to Darren, Adrian, and Rick, oh, they would get such a kick out of this.
G-A-R. Yes, sir.
Can you say hi, Rick and Darren?
Hi, Rick Darren, and Daughters of the American Revolution.
Here's an update, Bat fans. Our wealthy duo on Skid Row, in hock on a bad investment, no beachfront property in Iowa, Alfred sitting pretty, never cashed a paycheck, duo desperate, poor but honest, new villain in town, Conehead. Stay tuned, Bat fans. This could be a doozy.
Oh no, we've lost the game.
Citizens of Gotham City, there is nothing wrong with your television sets. I have total control of the airwaves. Your city now belongs to me, Conehead. How did I manage it, you ask? Quite simply, I purchased it in 10 convenient payments. I know you're listening, Commissioner. So here are my demands. My one condition is that I be crowned King of Gotham City in 1 week. And there will be no compromises. If you fail to meet my demands, I shall be forced to kick you all out of your homes and dominionize the entire fair city of Gotham.
Great Scott.
We will now continue with your regularly scheduled program. Have a nice day.
Oh, really?
Yes, Commissioner.
Not you, oh, really?
If only we knew how to get to the Batman.
You don't think we'll get that nasty recording, do you?
Well, it's a long shot, but if ever we needed the dynamic duo, we need them now.
Batman? You mean that guy over there with the cape? Okay, I'll get him for you. Hold on a minute. Come on, Seven. Mama needs a new pair of shoes. Holy lucky Seven, Batman! Shovel your donations in this direction, fine citizens. Hi, Nick. Are you, Batman? I am the Batman. Well, there's a telephone call for you. Telephone call. Could be the commissioner, old chum. To the payphone! Hey, did they just take all our money? Is it all of it, eh? Come on! That's the second time this week!
Yes, Commissioner.
Good to hear your voice, Cape Crusader.
Our fine city is in peril.
Is it the Joker? The Penguin? The Catwoman?
Mad Hatter, perhaps King Tut. The Bookworm!
No, Batman, it's more terrible foe than you and the Boy Wonder have ever faced. It's Egghead's cousin, Conehead.
No villain is too terrible. No challenge too great for the dynamic duo. We'll be there in a bat flash!
That's a wrap.
That was really good, boss. You ought to be in Hollywood.
Thank you. That's what I hear. That's what I hear. Well, I'll bet this commissioner is shivering in his boots as we speak.
Your Bat Flash is losing its spark, Batman.
We hit the rush hour, Commissioner. Normally we would have used the Batcopter.
Yes, we understand your financial situation, but Batman, the Batcopter is now the Bat Crop Duster.
My sinuses weren't ready at that altitude anyway, Batman.
Well, so I wrote a few bat checks. Let's deal with the situation at hand.
I'm afraid Gotham City is in grave danger, Batman. And that's our dilemma, Cape Crusaders.
Holy.
I'm afraid Robin hasn't been quite the same since the Penguin mind absorption episode.
Oh, really? No, that's you.
If I were the Conehead, where would I hide my pointed paint? The Portabat computer.
Okay, Batman. Multiply the likelihood of the Conehead living in the suburbs times the circumference of the geographic locations of his 3 previous hideouts. Now, divide this by the wholesale price of a 10-ounce can of baked beans.
Let's pause a moment for the printout.
Just as you thought, Batman.
Of course, beneath the 33rd Street sewer, to the Batmobile!
Batman,
Yes, Commissioner.
you need gas money.
Contributions are always welcomed at the Batcave. To the Batmobile!
Well, I suppose Batman and Robin have discovered our new location on their Portabat computer by now. However, my pointy-headed hoods, we have our own surprise.
How are we gonna surprise him, boss? Yeah, how are we gonna surprise him, boss?
I'm glad you asked that. My shipment from Africa should be arriving any moment. And what I have planned for Batman and Robin really stinks.
That's really good, boss.
That's really good too, boss.
Thanks, boys.
Let's get him, Batman.
Yes, but let's be wary, old chum. Rats are clever creatures. Robin, I think we'll need the bat flashlight for this. Keep in mind, Robin, that the Conehead may use any tricks at his hand. Be wary, old chum.
Watch your step, Batman.
Thank you, Robin.
Boy, Batman, I really feel stupid falling for that your shoes untied trick.
Could have happened to anyone, old chum.
Yeah, but our shoes weren't even untied.
Which only added to the confusion, Robin.
Well, if it isn't the dynamic dimwits! I suppose you're wondering why I've kept you hanging for so long. Well, I will end the suspense for you momentarily. You will see that I, Conehead, have spared no expense in doing away with my two arch foes, Batman and Robin.
You rat!
Mind your mouth, bird brain. After all, what is a bat but a rat with wings?
He has a point, old chum.
Yeah, Batman, but if he wears a hat, nobody will notice.
A point well taken.
Let me continue. As you can see, your fate is well arranged. Your binders are connected to a hypernatical polyvinyl celluloid twisted cable, or a rope for you laymen, which in turn is attached to a moisture-sensitive barometric uncoupling junction, which is triggered by contact with any warm liquid, which is where my nephew Wet Willie comes in.
Wet Willie?
Holy bloated bladder, Batman.
You do know how to put a damper on things, Conehead. This hardly seems a perilous situation, old chum.
Not so fast, Batman. I have gone to the trouble of importing the doo-doo from the rare African wobbegong wildebeest, whose excrement is so foul it is deadly to the touch. Let me get my protective mask here. Pete! Repeat! Bring it in, boys! That's nasty. Yeah, just over here. So, Batman, when the clock strikes 2, you will fall into the poo! Good night, my wet, very wet, ever so wet, Willie. Goodbye, dynamic duo!
Holy inflamed nasal tissue, Batman. This stench is unbearable.
Fatal if the exposure exceeds moderation.
Hold your breath, old chum.
Is this the end of the dynamic duo? Have they met their match in Conehead? Are they destined to meet their doom? What a waste. Stay tuned, Bat fans. Same Bat channel.
My name is Marvin Fye. We would like to speak to you because our new Fido brand dog food has a special, rich, meatier taste. How do you know that that's what you're getting in that can? Here at Fido Brand Laboratories, we have special chemists that are trained to undertake a series of rigorous and arduous tests.
Definitely meatier tasting, Marvin.
So there you have it, right before your very eyes. Fido brand dog food. Dog food you'll like so much you'll want to name your dog after it.
Good evening. I'm Corky Champagne with a news break. An obese woman burst into flames today while pursuing a purse snatcher in Gotham Park. She is listed in stable condition at Gotham Hospital's burn unit. This incident was first believed to be a genuine occurrence of spontaneous combustion. However, after consulting with the fire marshal, it has been ruled out as a simple corduroy friction fire. Now for some medical news. I'm sure we're all familiar with the test tube baby breakthroughs of years past. However, today, Hee Haw Laboratories of Elma, West Virginia have announced that a woman has given birth to the first successful mason jar baby. Baby Marmalade, as she's been dubbed, was born to a proud Mr. and Mrs. Philip J. Smuckers of New Haven, Connecticut. Doctors say there was originally a fear the baby would be born a vegetable. However, I'm pleased to announce that the baby remains in a well-preserved state. Now back to your program.
If I could just reach my utility belt.
Oh, that was a close one, Batman.
Too close, old chum. Good thing I had the presence of mind to put the toxic repellent bat utility paper on my belt today. Let's catch that fiend to the Batmobile!
What's the next move, Batman?
To find the new hidden lair of our appointed adversary.
Well, we haven't got a clue.
What rhymes with clue, old chum?
Crew? Blue? True? Tippecanoe and Tyler too?
Precisely. If you recall from your extensive education in Gotham City's fine public schools, Tippecanoe and Tyler too was a famous presidential campaign slogan. What do presidents appear on, old chum?
TV? Money? Coins?
And stamps. The Conehead is on the other side of the law. What is on the other side of a stamp?
Glue! Of course, Batman! The abandoned glue factory on 3rd and Main!
Perfect, Robin! To the Batmobile!
I think we'll need the bat frisbee, old chum. Stand back, Robin.
Seems sturdy. You first, Robin.
Are you sure it's safe, Batman?
We'll know in a minute.
Gee, Batman, you can see the whole Gotham City from up here.
I beg your pardon, old chum.
You can see the whole Gotham City. The whole Gotham City from up here.
Forgive me, Robin. For a moment, I thought you used a bat word. Wall climb is getting a bit tiresome, old chum. Would you like to take a brief respite?
Well, now that you mention it, Batman, my legs are getting quite tired. Could you hold me up for a few minutes?
Certainly, Robin.
Whoa. Whoa. Hey, this is pretty neat, Batman.
Let's not overdo it, Robin.
Okay, Batman. Oh. Would you like me to get behind and give you a rest, Batman?
Quite all right, old chum. Let's proceed.
Sorry, I'm not much help, Batman. I can't take it any longer.
Only 10 more stories, old chum. Perhaps next time we'll use the elevator.
How I look, boys? Sharp as usual?
You look perfect, boss.
You look perfect, boss.
Thanks a lot. Testing, 1, 2. Are we ready? Okay, lights, camera!
Action, Conehead!
How could you?
Escaped your dirty, dastardly doom. We flushed your fiendish folly.
Pete, Ray, get him!
Holy abdominal muscle, Batman! We showed them, didn't we, Batman? Let's get those cape full. Here they come, Batman!
Let's can those creeps!
How did you catch up with me? My plan was foolproof.
Let's face it, Conehead, you're not just another face in the crowd. Brass knuckles. What are we gonna do with those, Conehead?
It's a paperweight.
This, Robin. We have caught ourselves a big fish. Holy nostril candy, Batman!
They don't call me Snow Cone in Columbia for nothing. Hey, not so tight.
Let's be gentle, the Conehead does have rights.
I'm gonna
Watch your
get
coat.
you for this. This isn't the last you've seen of me.
Good work, Batman.
All in a day's work, I assure you, Commissioner. Robin, certainly there are other crimes being committed, other foes that need defeating. To the Batmobile!
I hate to think what would happen to our Gotham City if it weren't for Batman and Robin.
Revolution.